Hello, welcome to Watch Along Leeds. I'm Gary, and sitting alongside me today is Stuart from the disabled team. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. And first up, Stu, I understand it's been quite a frustrating week.
Mm.
You watched the Salford game, did you?
I did, mate. Yeah, well, I did. I did a watch along as well, and do you know something? It was so frustrating. It was really, really frustrating, Gary. We were all over them. Honestly, we had the last stat I saw. I think we had something like 27 attempts 27 attempts
Yeah.
before we equalised. They had about two or three. It was a smash and grab game. Let's put it that way. But they took Matty Smith come back to haunt us. Beautiful cross come in, and Matty Smith out jumped Pascal Stroik, which I wasn't happy about. I thought
No.
Stroik should have been a bit more, being a younger, fitter lad, should have been a bit more commanding in air.
Mm.
Nonto played well. Nonto were trying everything positive. We're going down Nonto's side.
Mm.
Rutsy, I mean, I won't say it was poor, but I was a bit disappointed after that. After him getting his goal again for Ipswich, I thought he might have been well up for this game, and he just didn't have his shooting boots on. But saying that, none of them did, to be honest. Do you
No.
know what I mean? It was it, it was a game where we should have won, but we didn't. Oh, fair play to Salford, they defended for their lives. And then, as you know, a penalty shootout, Gary, it's a lottery, mate. Anyone can win a penalty shootout.
Yeah. I did a bit of a post-match reaction about that, and I saw that goal from Strauch, and immediately I saw that goal, and I was like, who's doing the jumping there? And it's Strauch, and is
Yeah.
just maybe a yard out of the off, and it just gives him that little bit of time that he needs to get a good jump in, get enough direction and power on the ball that it beats Darlow. And when you're in that kind of situation, there's all sorts going on. As a goalkeeper, they don't get much time to react to the flight of the ball,
No.
the power, the positioning, and stuff like that. And I mean, I've seen a lot of negative comments going around online this week. It's been quite disappointing in terms of, is it a lack of skill, Stu, or is it luck? Is that which one
Well,
is it?
I think it's a combination of both. I think the lack of skill is in the shooting on target, being accurate with your shooting. But I think Salford definitely rode their luck. If I'm
Mm,
honest, I really do.
yeah,
But we the problem is, Gary, it's all right creating chances. You've got to convert them, haven't you? You've got to
yeah,
convert your chances. And
yeah,
we just didn't. We didn't.
yeah,
Well, Pascal Strike made up for it with that, to get the equaliser. But
mm,
I thought Leeds should have buried Salford, if I'm honest, with the amount of chances we created. But fair play to Salford, you know what I mean? They come in as underdogs. They battled for their lives, and they got the victory. Good luck to them going forward.
yeah. I think when I did make a video actually a bit earlier in the week, and I noted that this could be a real banana skin
I remember you
fixture
saying
for
so.
us, and I kind of apologised. I said that I won't be able to do a watch along because I've got work commitments, and by the time it was carrying on, uh, it's going to really damage my day. So I said it was a banana skin fixture. I was right on that one by the sound of it. I mean, apparently 30 odd shots. I think
Yeah,
if my memory serves me right, only nine of them on target. Um, and that kind of ratio is a similar thing to what happened with Ipswich. That they're having all these shots, but the targeting is way off percentage wise. They're not very quote unquote efficient in front
Yeah,
of goal, and I think that's Leeds' problem. We've had that problem for a while. Um, what what was the actual news about Pirot then? Was he actually cup tied?
no, no. Well, I don't know if we were cup tied, but I thought, genuinely thought, I didn't think we were going to see him anyway. I mean, he's
No.
just come to the club. He's played one game. Um, we just thought, him, would you risk him getting injured for EFL Cup when we've got the league to contend with?
Yeah, I mean the injury. We're going to talk a bit about injuries before, or as we start getting into this Sheffield Wednesday game that's coming up, and it's still a bit of a problem for us. We're a bit weak in terms of squad, and I've seen a lot of talk today that we've got people coming in, everything's going to be all right, and blah blah blah. And as we've seen already with Aaron's, if there's no dried ink on the contracts, don't let your players go, because we're at this point now where deals could get hijacked. Players could change their mind. We saw it with Pirro. We were quite fortunate there that other clubs were trying to get hold of him, get his signature, get a verbal commitment out of him, even on the phone. On his way up to Leeds, they were trying to get hold of him and lure him in. And luckily for us, it sounds like we've got, well, obviously we've bagged that deal, and he's with us now. So I'm a bit surprised that we've let Sam Greenwood go. He's, in terms of pay scales, apparently he was one of the lowest paid players last season in the anywhere in the Premier League. I mean, I don't know if that's still the case, but we've let him out on loan to a rival team in the same division, which I find quite weird. But it's not about him playing against us. It's about him. If he suddenly decides he's going to turn up for Middlesbrough and really put a shift in, are we going to regret that decision? And I think we probably will, because I think it's the kind of player can make things happen. Hello, Hermione. Yeah, I think she's right. That it highlights just. I'll just read this comment, Hermione, and it's the Salford game highlighted just how much we need Pirot. We're a different kettle of fish with him in it. Yeah, his presence makes us more expansive. Pirot was cup tied. Yeah. A bit of confusion online, Hermione, and I saw a lot of people commenting saying no, he's not cup tied, and other people saying yes, he is cup tied. Hello there, Leeds 2023 as well. Sorry, we're not ignoring you. We're just trying to get things started and get things underway. Stu and I, as we open this little stream. So yeah, I mean, a frustrating event, Stu. I think it was a bit of luck on the day. They got the rub of the green, did Salford. Doesn't surprise me they get that at home. It took us 75 minutes to get a goal against them, even with all that pressure. 30 odd shots, only 9 on target. It was just always going to be, I think, one of those fixtures, a hard place to go for us to get anything. It would have been great had we got a result. Great, we move on to the next round. Salford have had a payday, and everybody's happy, but a lot of Leeds fans are not happy about it. I personally am quite relieved that we're out of the competition. We don't have the squad. We don't have the depth needed to compete or go on a cup run. It's going to be a long, arduous contest, and I think that we're better off out of it. In my book, it leaves us a little bit clearer then to focus on the other stuff, like the Championship. Who knows if FA Cup comes up and we've got something sorted out in terms of a squad by then. I expect a lot of action between now on the close of this transfer window. So I think when does it close, Stu? Is it
Tomorrow,
Saturday?
11
Is it
o'clock. Tomorrow? Tomorrow night?
tomorrow? That's Friday night then.
11
Yeah,
p.m. UK time.
11 p.m. Oh my God, So Lee's joining us. So I'll just admit him. There we go. Hello, Lee.
Hi.
Hello. So Lee will be probably doing some research for us. Perhaps Lee, have you got over the Salford disappointment?
Yeah.
Are you glad about it?
Yeah.
Lee, can I ask you a question? Serious
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Balance of play. Did Salford deserve to win that game, or should Leeds have won that game?
I thought Leeds should have won that game.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Was it luck, Lee, or was it skill? A lack of skill?
Probably both.
Bit of both. I think we have to look at it on a fair reflection, don't we? And just say, we've hit the bar. Keeper's made a couple of good saves. Things just haven't gone right for us. Nonto's a best player. He tempered down his attitude massively. Yeah, Hermione's impressed with him. So Nonto's coming good for us, Hermione. I hope that's right. I hope that's right. Anyway, look, let's get on with the main item, or the next item. I think we'll run a little intro just to show a little break in this stream, and then we'll talk a little bit about Sheffield Wednesday.
Watch along
Here we
Leeds,
go.
shorts live, and watch along with me, Leeds United, because we all love Leeds.
Right, as you know, it's Sheffield Wednesday this weekend at Elland Road, and to be quite honest with you, I'm expecting yet another difficult fixture. Despite Sheffield Wednesday starting and having a very, very poor start in the league, with it being a derby, I think they're going to be fired up, they're going to be G'd up, and they're going to be perhaps feeling a little bit more emboldened given what happened to us during the weekend against Salford. I think they'll have taken note, taken heart from what happened to us, and I think they're going to be coming with another game plan of sitting in deep, allowing Leeds all the possession, allowing us to have the ball, have unbelievable amounts of passes, and then I think it's just going to be a case of if we get a chance, we'll stick somebody up on the halfway line, punt it forward, play a long ball, hold it up, or just run at them, try and get a corner, a free kick, a penalty, something along those lines. And they're going to try and, as Stu said, do a smash and grab on us at Elland Road. I think a lot of teams coming to Elland Road this year are going to find it as, it's going to be a bit of a cup final for them. They're all going to be after trying to upset our rhythm, stop us from getting into a winning routine, and they're going to make it very, very difficult for us. And that's the reason I say that is, we've seen this from the other teams that we've played so far. No game is an easy game. It hasn't been easy for us. We've not seen a complete domination in terms of scoring as yet. Yeah, okay, we've seen that in terms of possession, and other things that we've seen from Leeds. But we could take heart from Sheffield Wednesday, having played 4 games. They've won 0, drawn 0.
Lost all 4.
They've lost all 4, but the table isn't really being that fair on them. They've had a couple of close calls where they should have picked up a point, perhaps 3, and their goal difference, Stu, is only 2 fewer than us.
Wow.
Minus goal difference for Sheffield Wednesday is -5. Sorry, goal difference is -5. We're on 0. But goals scored against, they've conceded. Leeds have conceded 7. That's what I was trying to say. Sheffield Wednesday have conceded 9. So it's all to play for in this match. I think we're going to find it, and the graphics that I was planning on showing probably aren't really that representative. And I don't think they're going to give us a good idea of what's going to happen, or they might give us a good idea about what's going to happen in this matchup against Sheffield Wednesday. Now I'm hoping I can just show you the graphic. It looks like, from what I've seen, that we're odds-on favourite to get a good victory against them. But like anything else, there's a lot of unpredictability in this match. I think I don't take anything for granted. I think there's a lot to play for them. They're going to be looking for the first points.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking for the first something to start their season, kickstart their season, and we'll just have a look at this one here, and we can see that Leeds are the more dominant. I don't know if I can zoom this. Stu, just tell me if it's zooming a bit. Does that zoom?
Yep, it's zooming. Yep, that's brilliant.
Zooming, yeah. So this graphic here over on the left is showing us the Leeds passages of play. We can see that we've got a lot coming through the middle at the moment, and we can also see the goal mouth areas that Leeds are having, indicated by these blue. What are those? Hexagons? Are they? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hexagons. GD is 0 for Leeds, minus 1.25. That's the goal difference, of course. Yep. Expected goal difference is 0.13 for Leeds, minus 0.94 for Sheffield Wednesday. Shots 0.10 for Leeds and 0.07 for Sheffield Wednesday. Points, I think this is points per game, is this 1.25 for Leeds at the moment. 1.48 is the XG, that's the expected points. 0.61 for Sheffield Wednesday. And we can see they've not done very much so far, indicated by these two hexagons. It seems to me that it's a team that's struggling to go forward. They're struggling to get passages of play, get any kind of possession touches in the opposition 18-yard box. Stu, have you seen anything of Sheffield Wednesday? Does that sound about right?
I haven't watched them, but I have been I have heard that the Sheffield Wednesday fans are not happy with what they're seeing at this moment in time. I think they're sacking Darren Moore, prior to the season, over pre-season. I think it's really damaged them. I think it's affected them badly. Not just the players, but the fans as well, Gary.
Yeah. Who's managing Sheffield Wednesday at the moment then? Do they have a manager in place?
Yeah, I think they've got a manager in place.
So, I mean, like anything else, isn't it? I said this earlier, that I think we're expected to go out and win this game convincingly, based on our action areas are much greater than theirs, and they've got very little in the way of attacking threat at this moment in time, particularly given that we're only on match day 5, as we can indicate and see here by this graphic. But anything can happen, Stu. In my eyes, anything can happen in this league. We're just going to have a little look at the top performing players and see what we've got here. And I hope that this, because I have had difficulties getting this to display chat. So we were rehearsing We were rehearsing off air before we started, and things weren't going that well, were they, Stu? Could you just tell us the fixture? I can see here. It looks like Southampton. Then they played Hull, but I can't tell. I think one of them's Birmingham, is it? And I can't tell who the other fixture is that they had.
Sheffield Wednesday manager is Isco Munez, Munoz. So they've got a manager. So let's have a look at their results. Let's have a look at their results.
Sheffield United lost against Southampton.
Southampton, they lost to Southampton.
You lost to Cardiff.
Cardiff as well.
Cardiff, yeah. And who's the other one, Lee? I'm not sure who that.
Hull City.
Hull. I thought it was Hull. Yeah.
Thank you, Lee.
And so Southampton, Cardiff, Hull, and
Preston. Preston.
Sheffield, Southampton were it.
Southampton, yeah.
Yeah, I said Southampton, Hull, Cardiff,
And
there's one more, but I can't. Is it? It's not Birmingham, is it? It's so little is that graphic, guys. I can't really tell, and I can't zoom in on it anymore. But so far, if you find that info out, Lee, that'd be really helpful. But so far, it looks like, in all areas, we're going to be Preston North End. Thanks for that, Stu. So it looks to me that in all areas, we're going to be dominating this game. But like with anything else, I think we've got a new signing in through the door so far. Questions of for Luke Ayling have appeared this week, Stu. Any ideas about what your opinion is of the new player, and is it going to affect Luke Ayling?
Jed Spence will, yes, he's a right back. And I spoke to some Sheffield. I spoke to a Tottenham fan, and he said Jed Spence is 10 times better than Luke Ayling. He thinks he'll just walk into the team. He thinks he'll just walk into our team. He thinks he's got more about him than Luke Ayling has.
Is he going to be? Because from what I've seen of him, he plays quite an advanced role. Certainly in the highlights that I've seen of him, is he likely to play in front of Luke Ayling in a midfield quartet, and then leave Luke Ayling as a defending right back, or is that likely to be something that Farker's considering?
I hope not, because let's be honest, Luke Ayling defensively it's been a big worry. Going forward, he's not too bad going forward in Luke Ayling. It's his defensive capabilities what concern me. He seems to not switch off. That's the wrong word. For that split set, he hasn't got that split second reaction anymore. He's lost that split second. He's lost about a second reaction to what he had when we were last in Championship, and I think that's what catches him out. I really do. I don't think it's deliberate. I just think it's his age.
Yeah, people might be sat there thinking that oh well, it's only 1 or 2 years or whatever. 3 years, but 3 years, a lot of degradation can happen to the body in terms of reaction, pace, strength, all of these other assets that younger players will enjoy. You start losing that once you've gone 30. And honestly, Stu and I'll tell you, nothing gets easier with aging, does it, Stu?
No, mate, nothing at all. I mean, nothing at all, mate. Nothing at all.
I roll out of bed some mornings. I think, you know what? I've got muscles where I didn't know I had muscles with aches and pains and God knows what.
All I have to do is move, and that's it. I'm in trouble. But never mind. Lee, you've got all this to come, mate. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry, mate. Yeah, you're gonna have to, try and condition yourself to stop all this stuff that happens. Loss of cells and loss of this, loss of that.
The
Hair.
only thing, that's the only thing what does grow is my belly. That's the only thing what's growing over time is my belly. That's the only thing
Yeah.
what's been increased.
They call that middle-age spread, Stu. When you get over 40, it gets worse, doesn't it? I think you're just like, I'm same.
Yeah, 43
I'm
now. That's it. I've
same.
had it. I've had it, mate.
Yeah, it'd be nice just if you could just do something about it, but no magic bullet, I'm afraid.
No magic sponge will work on me. I tell
No
you.
magic sponge will sort that out. I don't know. What a mess. Dan James, Nonto, and Pirro are, of course, our non-penalty XG, so that those are the players most likely to score from, I think, pretty much non-penalty situations. Open play, Rutter has started getting an expected. I think this is the assist bit, and then OVA, Dan James again, Nonto, Pirro. We can see that the Leeds players on average have got way higher scores than the Sheffield Wednesday players. Expected goals, nothing above 2 for Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. Even during those games, that they managed to get up to an XG of 2, but they failed by the sound of it. Then we've got XT from carries, so this is players dribbling forward and trying to attack the opponent. Stroud is appearing for Leeds as a top 3 player there. Dan James and of course Wilfred Nonto is top. Stu, do you have any idea or any information about these Sheffield Wednesday players? Because I personally haven't seen any Sheffield Wednesday.
Not a lot of information, mate. No, not a lot of information. Like I says, I think the loss of Darren Moore's really, like I say again, it's damaged them. It's damaged their confidence, and you would have thought they would have been high and flying, just getting promoted, but it hasn't materialised at all.
No. What was the reason they got rid of him then? Is there any news or data or leaks?
He wanted more money, didn't he? And Sheffield Wednesday weren't willing to pay him any more money.
Yeah. I can't believe that for a moment. That, I mean, again, it's a contractual problem, isn't it? That if I can get you promoted, then this is the money I want. And why has it? How have those conditions or clauses in the contract not been added by him? And obviously they've said no, we can't pay you anymore. I mean, is it been we can't pay you anymore just yet? Or I'll tell you what we'll do: we'll give you 10 games. If we're in mid-table and we're looking all right, then we can talk. We're never going to know the truth about that kind of conversation, but. It's a very sad state of affairs for Sheffield Wednesday. The worst thing is getting promoted and then the following season getting relegated again. And at the moment, if they don't get their act together, fairly sharpish, they're going to be in big trouble. But we were only saying the same thing about Leeds 2 weeks ago. We were struggling to even fill a substitute bench, that we're so weak and thin on the ground. Any kind of injury anywhere in our squad at the moment, or starting 11, and we're going to be snookered. But did you see the player of the month for the under-21s this month?
No, but go on, Gary.
It's McGurk, a player I've been touting for a little while now. Said, why have we not got McGurk promoted and given him some first team experience? It's always an option for Farker. I mean, I'm sure he probably knows what's going on in those development squads, and I like seeing them promoted. Me, to be honest with you, I think that, but I'd like to see Giabi have a bit more game time. But Farker knows what's going on, and of course, did we send Sunday Perkins out in the end? can't remember what we did with
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Sonny Perkins is at Oxford.
Gone to Oxford, hasn't
Sam
he?
Greenwood's gone out on loan to Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not surprised about Sam Greenwood, but and the latest is now Cody Jama apparently Leeds are allowing the sale of Cody Jama.
Yeah.
So that's another player we're going to lose. But getting back to what you said, you're spot on about the a player gets injured for Leeds, and because the squad's so thin, we're in trouble. We had two keepers on bench again against Salford.
Yeah. It's madness, isn't it? Absolute
It's
madness.
crazy.
Um,
And I'm sure Daniel Farker doesn't want two keepers on bench. I'm sure he doesn't.
no. Well, I mean, there's no need, is there? But I mean, it's like anything else, isn't it, Stuart? At the moment, these training regimes are quite rigorous, they're quite intense, and the game injuries, yeah, they are a problem, but the training injuries are also a threat as well. That we're in a bit of a mess. It says, I'll read a couple of Hermione's out because I don't know if we've done that yet or not. She said, I see a similar team to the one in the Ipswich game. Maybe Spence will start, then we will have a couple of weeks to bed in our new signings. Bright days ahead. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. The other one we're talking about transfer gossip later on, so I'm not going to start throwing names about and stuff. Alia's a right centre back, defensively sound. When right back cannot defend, somehow his brain circuits out. I wonder if. Go on, Stu.
Needs an electrician to rewire his brain. Before it was that simple, Amani, I'd be getting them in every day for me, I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is he the sort of guy? I think he has had some sort of learning difficulties over years, and he's mentioned that, has he not, in previous interviews or something like that. So he's actually, partially like disabled, and I mean, over years for us, he's been a great servant to club. He's been a great servant to team. I'd hate to see him just completely sidelined and have rid of him. But you see, the thing for Luke is, while ever he's there, he's got a chance of appearing for us because these injuries and stuff. It's just going to be a rolling, a conveyor belt rolling in and out of the physician's room, isn't it? It's utter madness, I'm afraid. But very good, Hermione. Yeah, mutual consent with Darren Moore. They failed to pay him his bonus. Unbelievable. I mean, how can you fail to pay a bonus to a head coach? To take trading until they paid him. Yeah, they refused, so the contract was terminated by both parties. Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. I mean, Leeds have done some bad things over years, haven't they? But the owners, but I mean, goodness me, that's a bad one. He has a stutter, but copes very well with it. Yeah, a stutter might just be one part of it for Luke, I think. But let's see. He's still there with us. He's still there. Let's wish him a successful season. And whether he's in or out, or he's in and around club, I think that's got to be better than nothing. And we are getting some breaking news that Gruev, is it Gruev? Did I pronounce that?
Gruev, yeah.
Gruev is announced. Stu, do you have? Well, we're going to talk about that, but do you have any information about that at the moment?
About Gruev, well, all I can tell you about him is he's a central midfielder, but he's a defensive midfielder. There's not a lot more I can tell you about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's come out of blue, though, hasn't he? He come out of blue. Ronnie, yesterday his name got spoke about, and then
Come from somewhere, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, folks, we're going to get onto that in a moment or two. But Leeds, hot favourites for this game against Sheffield Wednesday, but you never know. Anything could happen in a derby. Gruev was announced an hour ago. Yeah, apparently this is all just breaking out online at the moment, I think, and I don't know. I don't know if the club's even released anything official just yet.
I'll let you know
Oh,
now.
yeah. It says if signed a 4-year deal, he could play a 6 or an 8. Right. Okay. Well, Danny, I'll believe you on that one. I'll believe you on that one. Oh goodness me! I can hear. Is that motorbikes or something?
Yeah, quads outside house. You know what they're like, right? Yeah,
Is it
it's officially on their website, Gary. I'll share screen so you can
on
see.
YouTube? Yeah, go ahead, Stu. Yeah.
So I'll zoom it in as well so people can have a good read of it.
Yeah.
Right. So Leeds United are delighted to announce the signing of Ilia Gruev from Bundesliga side SV
Werder Bremen.
Werder Bremen, subject to international clearance of the work permit. The 23-year-old defensive midfielder joins the Whites in a permanent transfer for an undisclosed fee. The Bulgarian international Gruev has penned a 4-year contract at Elland Road, running until the summer of 2027. Coming through the ranks with Bremen, he went on to make his senior debut for the club in December 2020 in a 3-0 win victory over Hanover 96 in the German Cup. He went on to establish himself in the side during the 2021-2022 campaign, making 26 appearances to help Werder win promotion from 2 Bundesliga. Last season, on the club's return to the German top flight, Gruev played a key part in the team as Bremen avoided relegation with a 13th place finish. He now departs the Westby Stadium, having amassed 62 appearances in all competitions, with his final appearances coming in last week's game against FC Freiburg.
Yeah.
Yep. After representing Bulgaria at the under-17 and under-21 level, Gruev received his first full cap for Bulgaria in September 2022 and has gone on to receive a total of 8 caps to date. Gruev becomes our 7th signing of the summer, following the arrivals of Ivan Ampadu, Sam Byram, Carl Darlow, Joe Peru, Joe Rodon, and Jed Spence. There you go, guys. There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get that one. I mean, is that going to be beneficial to us signing someone like that, and do we need someone else of a similar stature, Stu?
Well, he's a defensive midfielder, so I'm assuming he's Taylor Adams' his replacement.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that, because we've seen with Leeds this season so far that, especially during that Ipswich match, that they had, I think, 23 touches or attempts during that match, with quite a serious goal threat. And when we look at so far our performance over the year, you know, it makes you think that how are these opponents? Ice cream fans here as well. Bonus. You'll only find the ice cream van coming in and watch along Leeds stream. The disabled team stream. Can you hear that?
He picks his bloody moments to come to the ice cream fan, I tell you. You know, when it's actually cloudy, Gary, outside house. When it's sun's blazing and it's 20 degrees plus, there's no sign of him.
No.
When he comes at one time, he's got it all wrong.
I know, absolutely. It's crazy, isn't it? How stuff like that works. Right, look, we're gonna have a little look at this little graphic here, Stu, and we can see so far that the overview is showing that shots conceded is a big problem for us. That overall so far this season that we're not able to keep opponents out of our 18-yard box. That Ipswich game was a huge sign that we're still very, very weak in that back four and in that defensive midfield position. So over the last couple of games, what have we had in that defensive midfield slot? And are those players good enough?
Well, we've had Ampadu and Gray, haven't we? Them two have played in front of back four. Now, to be fair, to be really fair, I think a lot of the problems are down the wings, what are causing us problems. It's not going down the middle; it's going down the wings and getting across it. What's causing us problems? I mean, actually, Gray, he likes to get his foot in. He likes to tackle. Ampadu likes to break the ball up and get us moving forward. So I haven't got a problem with the two in front of the back four, but I have got a problem with the wing backs and as with right back and as left back, because we need to stop these crosses coming into our box.
Yeah. I mean, we can see that we all know what the problems are, but I think demonstrating it is the we can see here that the white areas, that's Ridge in the Championship, I believe, and then the blue areas of this particular team overview here. That's actually where we are as a team so far. All right, we're doing or the shots have increased, the goals are increasing, but we're still having great difficulty keeping a clean sheet. I think I saw one statistic that we've conceded the first goal in all games so far since the start of the season. Is it the left back or the right back position then where we're struggling?
Well, left back, right. So right back we have Luke Ayling, don't we? Left back we've struggled, haven't we? Because we've who's been as left back.
Well, we had that drama there, didn't we? Put drama there, didn't we?
Yeah, drama played for 15 minutes, then he got pulled off, didn't he?
And then we've got Byram out as well. He's injured, so that position for us at the moment is a great area of concern. Is it? And I don't see any news yet that we've got a left back replacement or some kind of cover over that side of the pitch. We've talked a bit about Luke Ayling there as well, how his position might be under threat. But overall, are you satisfied with how we're performing?
I spoke to my dad about this, and I found it very difficult to explain what I mean. But it's like a game of two. You've heard of a game of two halves. Well, with us, it's a game of two. It's a game of two halves in its own team, because defensively I worry about us. Attackingly, I think we're absolutely fine. I think Montreux, Finisterra, Routier, Somerville, and obviously we've got Perot now. I think that's the most exciting I've ever been in quite some time as a front attacking side. But the defence side of it, Gary, scares me to death. It really does.
Yeah, it's almost as if, I mean, you and I have been watching the game for a long time, haven't we? And we've seen this kind of thing in the past, haven't we, with different managers? The most famous I can remember is the Kevin Keegan years at Newcastle United. Where if you score 5, we're going to go out and we'll score 6.
The old Brazil side won it. Don't worry about conceding 2, lads. We'll score 3, won it. That's what it was.
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but the problem is, it's like you said, we're conceding first all the time, and on average, we're still conceding +2 a game, and that
yeah,
was record in Premier League as well.
yeah.
So we're
I mean,
averaging 3.
we managed to smash all records, I think, for goals conceded during that season. I think, and it's just, you know, it makes me wonder. I mean, I know we've got Coops is injured. You know, we've got all sorts of drama at the back. Cody Drama, is he on his way out? I mean, we'll talk a bit about that later on, I think. But it just makes me wonder, like, how the hell are we managing to concede all these goals? But it's crazy, isn't it? You know, I'm just sat there, I'm
And it's
thinking,
self-inflicted, Barry, as well. You know, a lot of goals we're conceding are self-inflicted. It's not like
yeah,
the opposition have to do it. The opponents have to work hard to get them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's when we look at this little graphic here. I mean, I've got a couple more prepared as well, but I'll just talk a little bit because we are still on with the Sheffield Wednesday
Yeah.
preview bit, and we're kind of going to touch a little bit about Leeds on average, but it looks like our what do we call it? The first aid room, the hospital, the Leeds, the Bridges bench.
Yeah. Yeah, down the road had to expand it because there weren't enough beds in play for everybody.
I know. it's the casualty room. What do you want to call it? Daniel James is out for this one. Looks like he's going to be out for a little while. Coops, we know that could be a long one. Stuart Dallas. Any news on Stuart Dallas? And I seem to think that I've seen gossip today saying that it could be September before he's back. But he's suffered setbacks with his recovery. Have we got any information about Stuart Dallas? Anybody? If you have any information.
The only information I can give you about Stuart Dallas is Hermione suffered exactly the same injury, and Hermione were out a year.
Yeah.
A full year.
I mean, Hermione, I don't know what position she was playing, but I mean, on a serious note, you know, it is a serious injury for him. I just hope that he gets well soon. I mean, I don't know. And then, of course, no stranger to the physio's room, Patrick Bamford. He knows every corner of the physio room. He's still out injured, and Firpo and Pervader as well. It says that Daniel Farke could hand debut to right back Jed Spence, who's dominated at this level with Nottingham Forest 2 years ago. Pervader joins 5 others on the injury list ahead of the visit by local rivals.
Sam Byram as well. Apparently, Sam Byram's out for this game as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went down, didn't he? But I don't know if we got any news on what the injury is to Byram. The last I heard that it was still, that they're yet to determine what's going on. I expect that Daniel Farke is going to release or some sort of information about that. Unless I've missed it, chat. I mean, I might have missed stuff. There's that much floating around online these days that you can easily overlook something, and I haven't seen anything about. Well, this is what we're discussing right now. 18 months before I could walk properly and jog for 2 years to run distances. Yeah, it's a horrendous thing, isn't it, when you get injured? Good evening, Michael. Yeah, we're just speculated about Dallas. I have no idea. Ryan Mason played Jed in the inverted role left back a few times, but Jed didn't like it or suit it. Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me that we've got a really good signing here with this Jed Spence. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
going to
think so.
be. I've seen some highlights from him. He's not a player I've sort of come across or followed, but from what I've seen of him over the last couple of days, and when I've been looking at the highlights and his skill sets and stuff like that, it seems to me that he's going to be a good fit for us in the areas of the pitch where it's needed. I think, Stu. Yeah, hopefully we'll be back after the break. Yeah, of course. Last couple of hours, I think Southgate's released the
England
England
squad.
squad, and congratulations goes to Leeds legend Calvin Phillips for literally just walking straight in there.
I couldn't believe it. I'm only probably. I said I did a short on this. I said Harry Maguire has walked into England squad. He hasn't played a single minute. Now, Omani says that we haven't got anyone to play in this position. We need experience. I get that, but Kelvin Phillips going in without played a single minute. You know, it's crazy, and we're Leeds fans, so it's not like we're bitter against him. It's just that I'm shocked that he's actually in the squad. Really shocked. Jordan Henderson as well, and then he leaves out Raheem Sterling. It doesn't make sense to me, Gary. It really doesn't.
I mean, this stream has got nothing to do with England. At any point have I mentioned that that we're going to discuss England, but it had to be said that Leeds legend Calvin Phillips is in the squad. And not only that, I mean Maguire. How is it we've got nobody to replace Maguire? I mean, Man United can't. They're trying the best to get rid of him, and they can't.
Yeah, they're begging teams to take him out. They're begging somebody to come in and take him.
They're literally paying massive amounts of, or offering to pay massive amounts of money to him just to get rid of him. I mean, he's like a bad smell lingering over the top of Old Trafford.
I do think though, Gary. To be fair, right? I've got no nice feeling to Man United whatsoever. But I do believe Harry Maguire would be a better defender away from Manchester United. In fact, I think he'd suit someone like David Moyes' tactics. And you know what I mean?
Well, there was speculation about him going down to West Ham, wasn't there? But that's and I believe Man United were pretty much saying to Maguire, "Look, we're going to pay $6 million." He wanted 7, just to go out the door. I mean, Man United can find £1 million, no problem at all. I don't see it being a problem. And if he wants £7 million, just give him £7 million and get him out the door or send him packing. But then he came. Didn't he come up with some sort of fluff about, you know what? I don't really want to sign for West Ham, and I want to stay here at Manchester. And
it's going to make him suffer, isn't it?
Eh?
It's going to make Man United suffer by keeping him there and paying him all this money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wasn't he the world's most expensive defender at one point or something like that? And the money that West Ham were going to get him for was like a pittance of what Man United paid for him. Paid Leicester for him. Oh God, no. Hello? Are we there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're still connected? Yeah. I don't know what happened there, guys. I'm getting like a bit of a
Lee, have you got your
distortion.
play on loud, mate?
No,
No,
my TV's off.
Yeah, pleased that Eddie and Ketia. That's a good one, isn't it? I think that's a good one for him. You know, another player who probably deserves his chance in the squad. But anyway, we'll get back on, because I think we're going to be just about going into the transfer bits and bobs in a moment or two. I was discussing it earlier with Stu that we're trying to get the correct graphic loaded up for this one, and a couple of my graphics that I wanted to share of I think I've closed them down inadvertently, so we're just going to have to fluff it. We're going to have to fluff it for the time being, and
I'm used
maybe
to that, all time, mate.
eh?
I do that all time, mate. I'm used to that.
Just fluffing it. Yeah. So here we're just going to have a little look at where we are, where Leeds are in terms of the Championship. Where are we? And I'm just going to try and zoom this graphic in as I go in and talk a little bit about it, because we're still a little bit behind in certain areas. Non-penalty XGs. That's the I think that's the goal scoring bit, isn't it? So where we score without, and it's not a penalty. A little bit ahead there. We're doing all right. XG non-penalty again per shot. Now that's per 90. The first one per shot is 10. Yeah. We're on average here with EFL. From set pieces, we're a little bit off the pace, and from what's that? Is that corners? Yeah, corners per 90. Doing all right there as well. Chance creation, cutbacks. Dearie me, this one an area for work. This is the kind of thing that Farker's going to be looking at. All these analytics and statistics. It's the sort of thing Allardyce talks about. And Stu, one of the things I learned this week that we talk about tech in the game, and even shin pads now have tech in the monitoring player performance and stuff like that. Wow. It's insane, isn't it? I mean, these vests that you see them wearing, they're not wearing those vests to look good. Those things are loaded with like chips and sensors and all this other sort of stuff. The game is advancing now into a very analytical business, isn't it? And I think this is the thing. Crosses, are Leeds doing well? No, we're a little bit off the pace. Through balls, ahead of the pack there, 3 versus 1.34. Dribbles, doing all right in dribbles. Yep. Build-up play, 33. So we're goalkeeper long ball. And this is something that Stu and I, when we're watching Leeds United, we absolutely tear our hair out. This dilly-dallying about, and we saw it with Cody Drama getting picked off the other week against Ipswich. 33 versus the EFL average of 52.42. Stu, would you prefer us playing long from the back?
Look, there's a time I've always said this I coached junior level, and I always told our goalkeeper if you've got opposition near you, just kick it as low, far up the pitch as you can. If you've got if you can find a pass to one of your back four, play it as long as they've got time to turn and go. There's a time to play it long and there's a time to play it short. And for us, I mean, I know this modern game. I noticed it with Salford. They were doing it. They play out from the back. Even League Two now we're playing out from the back. But it worries me to death. You've got to have the players' skill to be able to do it.
Yeah. I think one of my favourite all-time Leeds players for playing out from the back would have been Robert Molinar. And the little Robert Molinar little turn that he had, he always had this little turn and a little shimmy. For those who remember Robert Molinar, he was always one of my favourite Leeds defenders that always seemed to look quite comfortable with ball at his feet and never sort of... I can't recall any problems off the top of my head. I'm sure there probably were, but it'd be interesting to catch up some videos on Robert Molinar. So there we go. Total passes, we're doing very well in terms of passing, and it's pleasing to see that pass accuracies are improving. I think from players like the squad. When you look at the averages. That they're doing very, very well in terms of pass average quite often over 70%, and that's a really good sign that we finally look like we're more accurate passing. Forward passing a little bit below average there, 30 versus 36, and 1-2s. Leeds are way ahead. They're almost double the EFL average, so we're very good at playing quick passes, 1-2 combination passes, and I think that's got to be a good thing. That
Yeah.
we're really trying to quickly attack the oppositions in more advanced area, or certainly in the middle of the park. But I think that's been a problem perhaps in the final third, especially when we're playing teams that are sitting deep. And they're tucking in tightly, like apparently Salford were doing, just literally packing that 18-yard box. And I think when you get that, you're going to have to start resorting to shots from outside the 18-yard box, or try and have a couple of little dribbles in, get a penalty, a free kick in or around that 18-yard box, and try and make chances that way into when we're needing to open up oppositions and get ourselves goals. So that's really about it for the stats on this one. I think to be honest with you, the bookies that I've had a look at, they're all tipping Leeds for a good win. We're expected to get probably more than 2.5 goals in this match. Let's hope that it's without reply. And if there's ever been a chance for us to get a clean sheet and break this duck of conceding goals, it's this game against Sheffield Wednesday. That all the stats are literally telling us that Sheffield Wednesday couldn't hit a barn door at the moment. They're having real problems in their setup, their side. For me, Stu, I don't know about your prediction, but I'm going to go 4-0 on this one. Any ideas?
I don't think we're going to keep Gary. Unfortunately, I don't. If Jed Spence, it all depends on the back four. If Jed Spence comes in, so you'll have Jed Spence, Rodon. I'd go. I don't know if I'd go Strike or Cresswell. I'd like to see Cresswell, but I think it'll be Strike. Right, your left back. It's my left back. I'm worried about, because they'll target that area because they know that we've got 3 goals on that side. I'm going to go. I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as 4-0. I think it might be something like 3-1. With it being a derby, I'm going to go 3-1. I think they'll score. I really do. I think Sheffield Wednesday. I think they'll win, but Sheffield Wednesday will score. 3-1. I'm going for. What about you, Lee?
Lee, let's hear from Lee. Come on, Lee, make or break it.
I'll go with 5-0 Leeds.
5-0.
5-0. 5.
I'll take that all day long, mate.
Jesus
Lee, can
Christ,
you ask
Lee.
a question from Michael? Do you think, Lee? What do you? Who do you think has been Leeds' best transfer signing this window? So for Leeds, who's been our best signing?
Best signing probably that Joe Perot.
Joe Perot.
Yeah, Perot.
I think you might be right, mate. Yeah. What about you, Gary? I think our most important signing's been Rodon.
Yeah, that has been a huge signing for us. But there's important and favourite, hasn't there?
Yeah.
And I think my favourite at the minute is Ampadu. I think Ampadu for us has been so far. He's so calm and composed on the ball. He seems to be mostly in the right place at the right time, making really good, solid challenges for us. Reads the game well, has good distribution on the ball, and if he, at the moment, I am so impressed with Ethan Ampadu that I'm even considering when I do come home to England that I'm gonna I might even go for the Ampadu writing on the back of the shirt, because Sad fact is I've never had a name put on the back of any football shirt I've ever owned.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're going to have a little look at Ethan actually. So because he's my favourite player at the moment, and of course he's got the chant of the century for me. You know, a tune that always resonates with me during my childhood. I go do push burn bullshit good tree.
He needs to work on his shooting, though, Gary. His shooting's a bit. He needs to work on his shooting skills.
He does indeed. Well, does it? Does he or doesn't he? This is the thing, and here we are,
Right.
Ethan Ampadu. 360 minutes played, successful tackles 10, 4 vital interceptions, progressive passes 6. So this is the thing about passes going forward, that it's really, really beneficial for us. We talked a bit about Roden, didn't we? I think there. Was that you, Lee, or was that you, Stu?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think it's been its most important.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good shout, Stu. You know, it's a good shout. I mean, it's 2 successful tackles, 181 played, 5 interceptions, and 1 progressive pass. So you know they've all got different attributes in the game, haven't they? But SR is talking about the rating, isn't it? So I think that's like the average rating. And the other one was Roden, and who else did we talk about there? Ampadu, yeah, of course. Ampadu, Roden, and am I forgetting something? Luke Ayling, of course. Look at that successful tackles, accurate crosses too. You know, he's not having a bad season so far in Ayling, but
I think he's brilliant going forward. I really do.
he is.
He just
turns
up.
Yeah,
It's
just
just concentration at the wrong time, but that split second of concentration he loses. For some reason, it costs us.
Questions over Joe Geldhart, Stu.
I'm sorry to say this, Scary, right? He didn't take his chances in pre-season under Farker. He hadn't took his chances in games where it counts either. I think I wouldn't be disappointed if we let Joe Geldhart go. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, he played a couple of half-decent passes against Salford, from what I remember, but I think the thing with Geldhart is there seems to be confusion about where does he play. You know, what is his actual role? What's his strongest position? And it seems that, you know, is he a number 10? You know, is he supposed to be a number 9? Is he supposed to be played as a defensive midfielder, an attacking midfielder? Is he a wing, or are we just going to keep him as a bit of a utility player that, you know, we're a bit light in this area of the pitch, Joe? Can he go there and do us a job? Non-penalty XG 0.16, open play expected average is 0.06. Only played 163 minutes for us, but you know, I don't know why, but is it disappointment from me? Because I mean, we picked him up from Wigan for next to no, didn't we? When if I remember rightly at the time, people were talking about, you know, oh, he's the next Wayne Rooney. We shove him up front. He's going to be in and around 6-yard box and blah blah blah, and he'll start picking goals up for us. A bit of a sniffer, blah blah blah, and none of that's just materialised for us. Even when he were on loan at were it Sunderland?
Yeah, he struggled at Sunderland, didn't he?
Struggled at Sunderland, I think. So I mean, I don't know. Is it just a case of we've not found the right position for us? It doesn't fit in our system. Doesn't fit with our tactics.
His body language doesn't look right, neither, Gary. His
No,
body language doesn't look right when he plays. I haven't seen him smile. I haven't seen him
no,
smile.
no. Difficult one for Joe. I mean, he's still quite a young player, isn't he? But on average, I think it's just disappointing. Really disappointing. Pirot is the other one we mentioned. 89 minutes, 1 goal. Non XG 1.13. We spoke about that. Coops as well. We need Coops back, don't we? We need him in and about the side. Uh, Sam Greenwood, 7 minutes played. Cody Drama, 21. Oh my God. Helder. I wasn't impressed with Helder when I've seen him.
Right, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah,
Is it right that we get rid of him, Stu? Or send him on loan, or does he need more time? What is it?
Give him. See, are we in a position to give players time for what we're trying to do? I mean, by all accounts, we're going for promotion this season.
Yeah.
If a promotion side do they have time to give a player time to come up to catch up to speed? If we're gonna get rid of him, I'd rather loan him than sell him. You know what I mean? Let's see what he can do out on loan. What's your feelings with Sam Greenwood going, Gary?
I think he's been touted as someone who's a bit of a set piece specialist.
Yeah.
I think he's all right on ball. I think he's got a good range of passing in terms of short range passing. I'm not so sure about his long range passing, but when we're talking about the money side of it, Stu is supposedly touted, like I said earlier on, he's supposedly touted as one of the lower rated players or lower paid players in the Premier League last year. And apparently, I mean, per week he was on something like estimated between 1,200 and 1,500 quid a week. Well, I mean, in terms of football, in the footballing world, that's peanuts, isn't it? And I mean, is it just a case of Sam needs a bit more in terms of game time? Have we found him a right position? Is he going to be, is he going to be able to perform at the levels needed consistently? I don't know. I just don't think he's had a long enough run for us to really make a judgment that, and probably same with Geldart. It's so disappointing to see these young players, getting ousted, and then we're going out and picking up players from the continent and not are we developing these young lads enough? It's really disappointing that they've come through the youth ranks or they've been in development squads and then we're just offloading them where we don't have any control over the game time, over the positioning, conditioning, all these sort of things. So I think from overall, I'm like probably the majority. From what I've seen online, there's quite a lot of disappointment out there from Leeds fans that Sam Greenwood's gone out on loan. I'm disappointed for him, and I was hoping that he'd certainly play a bit more of a major role in this year's contest. In the starting 11, and it's just a case of and Stu, we've already talked about strength in depth. We've got all these players injured. We've got rid of all these other players. we can't fill a subs bench. We're not in a position, in my opinion, we're not in a position to send anybody out on loan at the moment until we start having adequate incoming players that are guaranteed. They've signed and they're not going to get hijacked. There's no risk of any last minute decisions. Oh well, I've done my medical, thanks very much, but now I'm going to go and sign on for whoever. It just beggars belief that we've let that happen in some cases. But it is what it is. Stu, it's been a weird time in my opinion. How about you?
Have you ever known a team, or sorry, a club to lose so many players in one single transfer window on loan?
Well, I mean, we talked about an overhaul happening, didn't we? But I mean,
Yeah.
I still think, if we ask some people say, well, we need to get rid of any player who are from that Bielsa side and get them replaced because they're all aging. They've all got injury issues, and we shouldn't be sentimental about players. We should just start turning them over and replacing them. And Farker should be allowed to uh, in consultation, obviously, with director of football, etc., getting these guys replaced and bringing in suitable replacements. And I think that's the case, Stu. That the overhaul is happening. We said it'd be a long process. That this is phase one under Farker, and I think we're gonna see a lot more, or we're gonna see some more action happening in the final few days of this transfer window, and I certainly expect to see a lot of changes in the Christmas or in the winter window when Farker's going to have a better idea about the team, the players, what he's got, what we're capable of, and areas where we're lacking then for that second final push, hopefully, to the promotion spots or winning the league. I mean, he's the man with the experience. There's no doubt about it. But there's a lot to be said. A lot to play for. Cody Drama then. Stu, is he a Leeds player or
No,
is he just a case? Go on.
I think he wants to go, mate. I think he wanted to go under Bielsa, he wanted to go under March, and now, bit sound of it, he wants to go under Farker. I just think he needs a new challenge. He needs a fresh start, clean break for his own career. Really.
I think he'd be better gone from Leeds, to be honest with you. I wanted him to be, challenging Luke Ayling for this spot. But it seems to me that we've had all these different coaches over the last sort of 2-3 years. None of them have been interested in Drama. He gets a run out, makes a mistake, and everybody's at him. But is it just a case of, well, he can't be bothered, or is it just a case of, I'll just do whatever it takes to get out of Leeds United? But then again, it's his contract, isn't it? What's his contract? What contract is he on? I didn't know if they put a year extension on it, but I might be wrong. Maybe Lee might find some info about that. I don't know. If you do, Lee, let us know. Giabi, of course.
I'm a bit. Giabi, I'm a little bit surprised that he hasn't been used.
Yes. Yeah, he's made an appearance of 1 minute. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Jed Spence, of course. Patrick Bamford, of course. So there we go. That's the whole squad so far that we've looked at. Of course, we don't have today's signing listed there at the moment, but we're just a case of trying to see how these things are happening. Goals conceded. Sorry, goals. Yeah, we've got a bit of talk going on there. as well, and that's it for the time being. I think it's still all a bit uncertain in my opinion, but
Yeah.
we've got to wait and see what's going on. Stu, go ahead with the comments here.
Well, Amani, I'll start this comment from Amani. I said tomorrow after Road that I said that there'll be more after Road on. We have Perot, Spence, Gurev, and Kamara. Would be happy if we got Tanaka or a left back, maybe both. Everyone's saying a lot with each other, and Adam saying that he's happy with Rodon and Spence and Gurev at the moment. And then I remember Hermione, just to prove to Hermione that I do listen to what she says. She said yesterday, I think it was yesterday, last night. She says this is where we'll start seeing the, bearing fruits. Now that now that we started to bring in the players, Farkas getting his side together. This is where we'll start bearing fruit, and I think she's right. I think she's spot on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Farker is bothered about bringing up young talent at the moment. Maybe when we get promoted, I won't miss Sam Greenwood. I agree with you, Amani. I would sell Joffrey and get Tanaka with the cash, no brainer. He played most of his career since he was 5 years old with Mitoma. He's that kind of quality.
Yes, just stop there with that one, Stu, because I'm a bit of a believer that these Asian players, it's an untapped market. Japanese, isn't he? I think nationality, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Huge player in Japan. It's going to really raise our profile in Japan and over this neck of the woods, Asia. For those following. And I think that's a good thing, but I'm not interested in the business side of it. But what I am interested in is he is, if I remember rightly, and it's the Tanaka I'm thinking about. He had a decent World Cup. Has always been a decent player every time I've seen him. Really energetic. Will just run all day long. Skillful, good control on the ball. So, if he comes in, I think that's going to be another good addition to the side. But, what Farker's connection with him is, or what it is that's impressed Farker the most, is yet to be seen. Of course, do we know who he's playing for at the minute?
Yeah, I can find it out for you. But and also Gary as well. I don't know one Japanese player who's got a bad attitude.
No.
Does that make sense? I don't. So I think it could be his attitude. Why Farker's gone for him. I think he's got a good attitude. He's and let's be honest, Japanese players are pretty fit, aren't they? They can run and run.
Unbelievably fit, mate. Yeah, on average, they're unbelievably fit. But when we talk about Japan, it's everybody's favourite country, isn't it, at the World Cup, because the fans go around cleaning the stadiums after the games. And football is. I'd love to go there. It's about 5 hours away from where I am. I'd love to go there and just maybe even watch a game of football, but. The people I know have been there. They're all hugely impressed with it, I'm like, considering a holiday one day to Japan, I think that'd be just unbelievable. What a place! And the people up there are lovely. They're supposedly really nice. So, and it's discipline, Stu. The discipline and stuff like that. Very traditional, old-fashioned and disciplinarian and stuff like that. Reputation goes before him, I think. I don't want to sound too stereotypical, but from what I've seen of Japan, it's a beautiful place. Really nice. And I hope if he joins us, let's just hope he has a really successful time with us and can contribute a lot to the side. I think that'd be great.
He played
Yeah,
football
go
at
on.
Fortuna Dusseldorf.
So Dusseldorf, is it? Oh, I will try and get some stats on him, but if you want to just continue with these, oh god, yeah, we don't need to. If you want to just continue, just banging through a couple of these comments, and then I'll try and get. While you're doing that, I will try and get his Dusseldorf record up if I can find it.
If we win the championship, I hope Bamford doesn't try joining in giving Farker the bumps. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
We will get we will get promoted. That's positive talk, Adam. Yes, a manager offering for Tanaka. I am so looking forward to the future of our club with these signings. It's the most we've done in a transfer window under the new owners. I'm so happy. Exciting times, Adam, and Farker loves players who take fitness seriously important. That's a good point as well, Jason. Really good point. So, have you found out about him yet?
Yeah, I'm getting it now, Stu. Actually, if we have a look, and when we talk about adding value, well, we talk. I mean, Stu and I do a lot of talking off the air. What can we do to try and make our streams a little bit better? This is something that I've come up with, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Tanaka. 180 centimeters tall, 69 kilograms, so as fit as a fiddle. Preferred foot, right footer. Position unknown, it says here, Stu. So, but we can see with the heat areas of the map, he's spending a lot of time in the midfield areas, occasionally breaking in to the 18-yard box, and occasional deeper defending. Passing isn't too bad. Shooting, he says there none. I can't see that. Expected goals. He's not going to. It's assists, carries forward. But I think he's going to be one of these players that, Stu, according to this, his strength is recoveries, ball recoveries. So where the possession's been turned over, he's going to be a bit like the Jack Russell of the team, scurrying around, getting in there and recovering the ball for us. I think he's kind of that kind of description sounds like N'Golo Conte, doesn't it? I think, if I remember rightly, he's the kind of guy covering a lot of yardage, getting the ball, breaking up play, that kind of thing. Historical performance so far, it's made 3 appearances this season, 22 the prior season to that, 2021, 22, 29 appearances, scored 1 goal in 2 previous seasons, with 1 assist. Nothing on his social media at the moment, nothing to say. Plays for unknown Fortuna Dusseldorf in Zwei Bundesliga in Germany. Has played for a total of 270 minutes. So there we go. The kind of guy who's going to do a lot of mileage for us, I think. But this is the bit here. Look, if that's not this. That can't possibly be this season, surely. 20. Oh yeah, it is. 20 duels won. Look at that. He's played just 270 minutes. So is that 4 games or 3 games? Yeah. 9, 18, 27. So 20 recoveries.
In 3 games.
20 duels won in 3 games. I mean, that's huge, is that? Say again?
Just under 7 joules per game.
7 joules per game, which is huge, isn't it? I think that's a really good stat, is that? Don't know if there's anything on advanced stats, but this tool that we're using isn't it is comprehensive up in some parts of the world and in some leagues, but not others. And obviously, this is a lower level German league, so that you're not expected to get every single stat here. But hopefully, it's giving everybody a bit of a visualization that this is the kind of player that we're going to get. There we go. Shots per 90. 0.05, not 3 in total. Chances, he's created 2 chances as well, so not too bad from him. Build ups, and of course, these, like I say, these are the kinds of things that it's not about opinions anymore, is it, Stu? Or a scout going to see uh, a player and making a decision just with a pen and a bit of paper. All this sort of data and stuff's recorded, and then Fark's going to Fark will get a recommendation. This is what we think. This is the kind of player you've asked me to get, and of course, put that player forward, and Farker has a final say. One assumes with Hammond, and of course, whoever the director of football is, and the relevant funding partners are of the time. If we keep Wilfred Nonto and Sinisterra that side, well, with this, Adam, I'll tell you now, it is. I don't think it's as clear cut as what people think it is. I think it's a long road. I think there's going to be huge challenges ahead of us. It's still early days, and we look at the league at the moment. Ipswich. Nobody expected us to beat Ipswich, but we've got sides like Leicester City, 4 wins on the bounce, with a goal difference of 4 already, and they're on 12 points. Sat behind them is Norwich, and Norwich have scored 13 goals. If we played Norwich anytime in next week or two, if we don't get sorted out with our defence, we could get absolutely battered. Birmingham as well, another side that's off to an absolute flying start. Southampton scored 10 goals in 4 games. These sides are going to be very, very difficult. Preston are in the top 4. Preston are 5th. So I think it's going to be a lot harder than a lot of Leeds fans are anticipating. People are putting just say Leeds United, the big club, blah 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 blah. We're aside. We are a club in the middle of great transition at the moment. There's nothing settled. There's nothing. We shouldn't take anything for granted. If we win it, I think it's going to be more luck than anything else, Stu.
Yeah, I look. I've still got my feet on ground. I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. We at this moment in time, we concede a lot of goals. You cannot afford to concede goals like Leeds concede in the way we concede them and expect us to get promoted in the same season. It can't be done. And I don't want to sound negative. I really do. I'm really excited that we've signed all these players, but they're going to take time to gel. They need to, and not all these players are going to be are going to work out. One of them might not be quite live up to the expectations as what he's come with, and we just need to be realistic. We need, I know it's exciting that we're making all these signings, but let's just keep his feet on ground a bit.
Yeah, I think I couldn't agree more. Could you just tell me how we spell this player's name who we've signed today? Then what's his name? Gruev, is it? G-U.
It's spelled Gruev.
Gruev.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. And Ilia, yeah, Werder Bremen, there it is. I've got him.
Good,
So
good.
we'll just have a little look at his stats then, shall we? And we can. I mean, like I say, Stu, I don't know anything about him.
No, I don't either. I don't.
But by the end of this stream, we will know a little bit more about him. I'm just waiting for this thing to load up, but let's see if it's going
And
to
you
load.
paid your internet bill this week, haven't you, Gary?
Well, Stu, I was shouting and bawling at them this week because their idea of a month is 30 days, not a calendar month. And I said to them, I said, do you get paid every 30 days then? No, I get paid at the beginning of every month. I said, well, so do I. So I've had to funnel a bit of money about to try and get that sorted out. Let's say GU. I don't know if it says here waiting, so I don't know if that's. But I'm still connected, right? Here we are, folks. Get ready for this. Whoa.
Safe home, Chug.
An exclusive to a Watch Along Leeds live stream. You want to know about a player? Just come here. We've got it all, haven't we, Stu?
You have, mate. Yeah, you're doing a good job, Gary. You're doing a good job. How'd you swing it?
Eh?
Here we go. I like the graphics on this site. It's very good.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I like
aesthetically pleasing. 72 kilograms, 185 centimeters tall. But we've only got data for 3 minutes of playing time, which is not nothing, is it? But we might be able to look into the previous season. 31 appearances. He's not a goal scorer, a defensive midfielder. We've already said that. Yeah, nothing special here. But I mean, we can't really give you too much on that first one. I'm just wondering if we can get the. We can look. We can look at the previous season. So here we go. We've got the heat maps. Stu, another player good at strong in recoveries. Hot around the middle of the park here.
Yep.
Advances a little bit into the final third, but not often. And then obviously a little bit more in the defence. Do we have any more minutes played? 1585, 77 duels won. Non-penalty. Yeah, he's not likely to score, this fella, is he? So we're not too worried about that. But that's not why we're signing him, for his goal-scoring abilities. It's going to be the ball recovery, the defending attributes of this player, and perhaps is this guy going to be? Who do you think he's going to be replacing? Then is it going to be Archie Gray? Do you think, or is it going to be? Is it Ampadu, or is he just going to be like a standby? Any thoughts, Stu?
I think he might be. He might be there as a squad player to relieve Archie Gray, so we're not overusing Archie Gray.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because Archie Gray's age isn't. We don't want to be burning him out when he's such a young talent. What's his age? Is it still 17 or 18 years old? Is it?
Good check now for you.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you so much, Lee. Yeah, good. Don't have access to advanced stats for him at the moment. I don't think, this guy. So
He's 17.
17, isn't it? Yeah. Shot success rate 16%. Shot 6. Yeah, so that's a good one for us if we've got someone in there to help Archie Gray out. Here we are. Yeah, there we go. Not much there to really look at, I don't think. He's not going to be doing too much in the ways of direct assists or goals. rather just a case of he's going to be more of a defensive midfielder. We can see here, I don't know if you can see that there, chaps, but there's his shot. 4 or 5 shots there, I think. So nothing to get excited about in the shooting and the goals realms. But there we go. Right, I think that's about it from me, Stu. Lots said there. Have we got anything else that we want to add to today's stream?
Look, yeah. I want a quick question for everyone in chat to get them involved. How many more signings do you think we're going to make? I think we're going to make. I think we're going to bring another 2 in.
I think we could be surprised, Stu. I mean, we've got knowledge of these other ones. I mean, we still don't know anything about Kamara. Is that correct? There's no.
No, he's having a medical.
Oh, is that it? Sorry, yeah. Kamara's medical's booked in, but I heard a rumor that it was all off.
Well, the last I heard, it was booked in. I know that Amari's all off. The Amari deal's off.
Yeah. Well, he was just wasting everybody's time, wasn't he? That guy, I think.
Yeah, he was messing us about a bit, wasn't he?
Messed us about quite a lot by the sound of it, and you know, what people don't realise, but the amount of resources needed to get a signature, and to have somebody like that wasting those resources, you know, you don't want to come and play for Leeds. Just say I don't want to come and play for Leeds. End of story. And then we move on. You know, nice and quick, nice and efficient. Instead of putting him on private planes, letting him have a couple of days to walk around in the city, you know, do a bit of shopping and all this other stuff. He gets photographed, which is even worse. Builds everybody's hopes up. And then the rumour is 49. He said no to 49ers or to. I think we should stop calling it 49ers. He said no to Leeds because it's Leeds United. And then apparently they said, well, if you want to go back home, you're going to have to pay for it. I mean, I don't know if there's any truth in that, but that's the gossip going around online. I don't know where that tidbit of information's come from. But you know, if he's gonna, I'm glad that we. Well, I'm not glad. I'm disappointed. You know, I want players who want to come in and play for Leeds. But I'm glad that I'm disappointed that we've wasted all that money and time and energy trying to pursue this guy, get him signed on, and he's had a couple of days in Yorkshire. You know, maybe a little holiday for him, a little break, and he's just gone around wasting everybody's time, hasn't he? You know, he's had no intention of signing for us by the sound of it, and he's just a bit of a hanger-oner. So, you know, good luck to him. He's not signing for us, and that's it, done. Any other news about any other? There was a little bit of news actually about another player, Stu, but I mean, I won't say it's news. I'd say rather that it's just idle gossip at this stage, and it's Sol Bakken. It's a player called Sol Bakken from Roma. And what about Pantasil, is it? From Genk?
Yeah, that seems to have gone quiet, doesn't it?
Seems to have gone really, really quiet. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna download that graphic. And we're just gonna try and see if I can get that one on share screen. And we'll call it a day then, I think. But let's have a look here. And this one is another one that I don't know. Is it just a bit of idle gossip? Is there any truth in it? That's linking to. I don't want really to be showing the WhatsApp window on there, but if I shut that down, I can get rid of that. Right, there we go. Now, is that going to give me any more tabs? There. That's it. Oh, no. No. I've done exactly what I didn't want to do. Silly me. Yeah, dearie me. Let's have a look. Right, so I've got that. Now I'm trying to open this other window. Let's have a look. Can I open it or not? Yeah, we're all at it here, folks. We're all at it. We're all trying to... There. Oh. I don't want that window. I said to you, didn't I, before? Oh, bugger it. I can't be bothered. Right, here we are, chat. This is what we've got. This is one that was floating around. It's a comparison between Pantasil and Sobakan. I don't know if I'm butchering his name or what there, but I hope I just don't have any personal details there. But it's on my WhatsApp one, so oh Christ's sake. What is it showing now?
The graphic. It's the graphic with
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is zoom it a little bit. There, is it that one? StreamYard is sharing this window. Right, it's an image. Sol Bakken. It's something that I saw on Facebook a little bit earlier, courtesy of John Smith. NPG. Of course, here we go. More stats for us, folks. Offensive actions, and Solbakken seems to be the superior player. But Pantasil has got more minutes under his belt. No idea who these players are. Stu, have you come across these names before?
Yeah, Pantasil plays for Genk. Apparently, it's a complicated. It's going to be a complicated signing if we do get him. It's been going on so long about Paintsel. It would come around the same time as the that other guy from what's he called, the Mary. We're about the time, and yeah, I think it's similar problems, Gary. That's why I don't think if we sign him, all well and good, but I don't think we will.
A player who can't make his mind up. Isn't a player for me. Just let them rot wherever they are in Italy or whatever it is. Genk, of course. Just let them. If they're going to be messing around and just end the interest, move on, and put your resources into players who actually are more likely to want to sign for us. No news on Nat Phillips, but there's like anything else, guys. All we have really is speculation, and any chance of any leaks as well. Sorry, Stu. Am I missing something here? Oh, sorry. I think Hermione's left. She's had to go.
Yeah, she's catching Miss Hermione, bless her.
Right, okay. Southampton, where are we with comments, Stu? Have I missed something in here, or do we need to catch up?
No, we're up to date. We're pretty much up to date.
Up to date.
Number 10 with Magic Like Pablo will make me happy till the point of tears. And then it's wasting time and money doing Bournemouth, etc. scouting.
Yeah. This is the thing that's been touted around for quite some time, hasn't it? Now, Gruev. So we've got him. Ilia Gruev is there. They've done all the media work for him. 1 day, 15 hours and 7 minutes to kick off against Sheffield Wednesday. Let's hope then it's it's going to be a victory for Leeds with a clean sheet. And I think what we'll do is we'll wrap this one up. Nat Phillips.
A quick thing about Glenn Kamara.
Mm.
Unconfirmed reports about Leeds United pulling the plug on the deal.
Mm.
So you are right, Gary. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's been floating around. I've seen a bit of something that we might be pulling the plug on that because I think he's been messing around a bit and just generally wasting everybody's time. And I think they've, like anything else, are you going to sign for us or not? We want to get this over the line. Well, I don't know this, that, right? Okay, conversation's over. Have a good day. Bye bye, and move on. And that's it.
That's what we should do.
Yeah, you've just got to be hard nosed with these people. You can't have them pissing you around like this and wasting your time and energy and resources because you're putting a lot into it. And that all has hidden costs. The telephone calls, the meetings, the this, the that, the this, the that, all the horse trading over salaries and all this sort of stuff. It must be an absolute pain signing some of these players. An absolute pain. A really lengthy, drawn out process. So, yeah, good. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but we've got it unconfirmed. Let's see what happens. Nat Phillips is another one, Stu. Adam Link says
he's gone to Celtic.
Gone to Celtic. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, he's on loan.
Got a loan move to Celtic. I think Carol Watco is just messing us about. Yeah. Drives you nuts, doesn't it? I mean, we've been in for so many players and they're just prattling us around, aren't they? Yeah, Farker said nobody less. Yeah, that's it. You're gonna piss us about in negotiation. We're not gonna bother signing you. That's it. On your bike. Thanks very much. We're moving on to someone who's going to commit to the club, and without any questions. That's it. No problem. So I think we'll wrap this one up, Stu. Any final thoughts from you?
No, just thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a good stream. People in chat have kept it going, which is lovely to see. Thank you everyone in chat for for showing support for Gary. And I know Gary puts in a lot of it. You've seen how much effort Gary puts into these streams and stuff in it, and that's why I love doing these shows with him.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Stu. It's always a pleasure having you on as well, Lee. Thank you so much for your contribution and research.
Yep.
You enjoyed it, mate? You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Good job.
Good.
Right, well, from me then, I'll wish you all a fond farewell. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you all next time.
Take care, guys.
Lee?
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye!